What's good? I am back and I found another issue with the new MPC 3.0 update. It is a MIDI issue dealing with external instruments, especially with external keyboard workstations that have 16 MIDI parts. So I found possibly a little bug in it to where it actually affects the volumes on each track when you select a different MIDI track via the MPC. I did not have this problem in the last update, but this update, I'm having that problem. So let's go ahead and check it out. Bolo! All right, before we get started, if you guys need a new MPC or just anything else for your studio, make sure you guys go ahead and click my link in the description and head over to sounds.com. They have a whole bunch of stuff on the site, and they have a whole bunch of stuff on the site that requires no credit or background check, meaning you can order it, they'll ship it to you in about 2 to 3 days, and then you can just make monthly installments on the payments. All you just need is a credit or debit card hooked to the account, and that's it. Now, it's not everything on the site, but it is a whole bunch of stuff on the site that you guys can get right now by clicking my link in the description and head over to sounds.com. And that way you guys can go ahead and get some gear today. Also, when you go and buy some gear, you're going to need to protect the gear, and Analog Cases is the best place to go ahead and get your gear protected. Right now, they have a new hard shell case for the MPC Key 37, and this thing is dope. Now, this is the ultimate professional case that would keep your MPC Key 37 protected. This thing is a dope hard shell case that has nothing but protective foam on the inside, and it fits your MPC Key 37 like a glove. And it has a compartment to where you can store all your cables and cords and all your knickknacks as well. One thing I like about this, if you're traveling with it, you will be rest assured that your equipment will be safe. So if you guys need to go ahead and protect your MPC Key 37, or if you guys have some other equipment that needs to be protected, go ahead and click my link in the description and head over to Analog Cases today. Now, before we get started, this is not we're gonna bash Akai or none of that stuff like that. I've actually been in contact with them. We're trying to work this out, but I wanted to reach out to you guys as well because I don't know everything. I know a lot, but when I get stumped on something, I know it's kind of serious. So what I wanted to do was show you guys what the problem was. And then maybe in the comment section, you guys can give me a solution. Now, I've tried this with several different keyboards. I actually tried it with my Phantom. I've tried it with my my Montage, and I'm gonna try it again with one of my other boards just to see if that is the problem. And it is the problem, then we need to try to find some sort of a solution for it because we can't have that. Like, the MPC is one of the best tools you can use when using external gear, and I don't want to lose that. All right, so here's the process of how I'm gonna do this. My older MPC X only has the oldest update before the latest 3.0 update. My MPC X Special Edition has the 3.0 update. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to show you guys how the MIDI works with the older MPC, and I'm gonna show you guys how it's kind of buggy with the newest MPC update. Now, also to be clear, this issue happens when I use the USB MIDI and when I use the traditional MIDI. So it doesn't matter what way I use the MIDI, if I use the USB cable or if I use the old school MIDI cables, it still happens. It's definitely a MIDI issue, whether I'm using the USB way or the old school way. So it happens the same either way. Now, I hope you guys understood what I was trying to explain, but either way, let me show you what I'm talking about. All right, so this is the setup I have right now, and this setup works. This has the latest update before the 3.0 update, and this setup works good. Now, this is the MIDI setup that I have on my MPC. I've been setting this up like this for years, no issues, no problems. And since I only have one keyboard, I just have the Phantom as the input and output ports on the MIDI. And this is what everything else looks like. As you guys can see, pretty much everything else is turned off. So it's no sync being sent and, nothing being received. So everything is set up the way I've always set it up. All right, on the Phantom, everything is set up the same as I always would set it up. As you guys can see, these are my settings. Everything is pretty much ready to go. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and add a MIDI track on here. So I got the Phantom in here. I got it on MIDI channel 1, MIDI 001. I have an initialized scene. Let's go ahead and go to zone view. I have a piano right here, and let's record in a little part real quick. Let's go ahead and put this at 2 bars, and let's record a part in here. All right, that worked well. No problems. Everything worked fine. Let's go ahead and record another MIDI track. Let's add another track. Let's go ahead and add the Phantom right here, and let's change that to MIDI track 2. And what we're going to do right here is we're going to go to MIDI track 2, and we're going to select like a organ. Now, as you guys can see, the volumes on here are both set at 100. They're both set at 100. So now let's add in this little organ part. It's going to be real cheesy. All right, so I added that part in, and as you guys can see, the volume levels have not changed. This is still at 100, and that is still at 100. Yeah, let me turn this organ part down. That thing was high. So let's put it down to about, let's do 58, 56, somewhere around there. All right, so let's go ahead and add another MIDI part. So let's go to a new track, put this on MIDI channel 3, and of course, we got to put that on Phantom 7. So now we're going to be using the sound from this track right here, and let's just add like a little string right here. So let's go ahead and add that. All right, so added that in there, and as you guys can see, the volume settings on here have not changed. They are all set. Everything is working well. Great. No problems. Now, everything's working good so far doing this method, but let's try to do it using the MSB and LSB banks and see if anything changes. All right, so we're in a new MIDI track. We're in MIDI channel 4, Phantom 07, and as you guys can see, I have the program change turned on, and we're in 87, 64, and 0, which this is the way you can use your MIDI sounds and find your MIDI sounds by just using the MSB and LSB number values. And we have this little lead right here. Now, if we change these program numbers on here and these numbers right here, it'll automatically change the sound on the Phantom. So we're right here in 4. So when I change the numbers on here, the sound will actually change too. Look at that. All I gotta do is just turn the wheel right here, and then see, just turn that number, and then look at that. Bam. So we got a sound pulled up, and let's go and add that. All right, everything works well, and none of the volume changes were affected. Everything is working fine. Everything is working good, as expected. All right, so we got that done. Everything is working fine on the older software before the update was applied. Now, let's go ahead and switch out the MPCX with the MPCX Special Edition. Now, the MPCX Special Edition has the 3.0 software, and I'm gonna show you what's been going on. All right, so now I have the MPC Special Edition up, and we are now in the new 3.0 software beta update. So as you guys can see, we're in here. Now let's go to the preferences real quick. Now, as you guys can see, I have the exact same settings. Only thing is different is I didn't name this Phantom 7. I just kept the default name that came with it, but everything is exactly the same. Everything exactly the same. Didn't change anything on here, and I didn't change anything on here. Okay, everything is exactly the same. Now, here's the issue. All of the volumes right here are at 100. All the volume levels are set at 100. Hope you guys can see that. 100. Now, when I go ahead and I select a MIDI, okay, everything is good. Everything is fine. I'm going to change this to the Phantom MIDI channel 1. Everything is good. So when I play it, no issues. Let's go ahead and record in here. Everything was cool. Everything was good. But for some reason, why did the track volume jump up to 127? I didn't even select nothing. It just automatically did that as soon as we stopped playing. Weird. Okay, now let's go ahead and add a new MIDI track. So if we add a new MIDI track, we press MIDI, okay, everything is cool. Select that. We're gonna turn this to MIDI channel 2. All right, and let's just select a guitar sound. Now let's go ahead and record that in. All right, cool. When I did that, nothing changes. We're good so far. Now, let's go ahead and add another MIDI track. So we're gonna press new track, and then we're gonna hit MIDI. We're gonna go ahead and put this on that, and put this on MIDI track 3. All right, now we're on MIDI track 3, and we're gonna go ahead and put this as a brass instrument, okay? And as you guys can see, the levels at 127, 127, and at 100. Now let's go ahead and put that in there. All right, everything looks good again. Everything looks good. Okay, we're looking good. Now, let's go ahead and make a new MIDI track. So we're gonna go in here, new MIDI track, and we're gonna press MIDI. And wait a minute, hold on. Why did my MIDI track, for my third MIDI track, why did the volume just jump up to 127 for no apparent reason? No reason. All I did was just press MIDI, but it did that. Why? Sorry, either way, let's go ahead and put this on the Phantom, put this on MIDI track 4. And on this track, we're gonna go ahead and put like a synth on here. All right, so we have a synth. And let's record that. All right, cool. As you guys can see, it's still set at 100. Now let me show you guys what's gonna happen. I'm gonna select another MIDI track, right? And I'm gonna press MIDI, and look at this. It sends some type of signal to where now that last MIDI track we just used, that now jumps up to 127 out of nowhere. All right, so now it's getting real. Bald-headed Bolo is here. Now the problem with this is, it's sending some type of program change to the keyboard to when even I turn the volumes down, after it does that, once I make another MIDI track, it automatically shoots the previous MIDI channel back up to 127. Like, I don't know why it's doing that. I don't know what to do right now, y'all, because I really can't make beats on here with my external hardware because of this issue. I can't control the volumes down because every time I make a new MIDI track, I got to go through and turn down all the volumes just for stuff to get right. I've tried everything. I'm stumped, y'all. So if you guys can help me out, please, y'all try to help your boy out. I need the help today. But, you know, maybe they might, you know, see this video and hopefully, you know, find out what the bug is, or they can try to fix it. I've sent in some videos already. I've tried to show them. I tried to take the advice they told me to do, but I haven't figured this out yet. So you guys let me know. Let me know if it's user error, or let me know if it's something that needs to be fixed, because it doesn't do it on my old MPC with the older software. So I'm stumped, y'all. All right, there it is. Any solutions, y'all? Anybody out there? Can y'all help a brother out? What's going on? Is it user error, or is it something dealing with the new 3.0 update? Y'all let me know, and we're gonna try to figure this thing out together, okay? So y'all leave some stuff in the comments and let me know some possibilities I can do. And for you older guys out there who have used MIDI for a very long time, like some of you older musicians who have used MIDI, y'all please chime in and help me out with this, okay? Please. All right, so I hope this was informative. I hope you guys can help me out. And like I always say, peace out.